Life begins long before birth, in a hidden world deep inside the human body, where millions of microscopic cells are created with one mission: to carry the blueprint of the next generation. Inside the testes, tiny developing cells transform step by step, growing heads, tails, and the power to move. In this silent biological factory, sperm are formed continuously, each one a potential beginning of life. But creation is only the first stage. These new cells must mature. Inside the long-coiled epididymis, they gain strength, structure, and the ability to swim. Here, they are stored and prepared, waiting for the moment their journey will begin. Then the signal arrives. The brain, nerves, hormones, and blood vessels coordinate in perfect timing. Muscles activate, ducts contract, and millions of sperm surge forward through the vast deferens, a powerful internal passage carrying them at high speed toward the next phase of life. Along the way, life-supporting fluids from the seminal vesicles and prostate mix with them. These nourishing secretions provide energy, protection, and mobility, creating the medium needed for survival. What began as separate cells is now a fully prepared biological force, ready for the most competitive journey in nature. Once inside the female reproductive tract, the environment changes completely. The mission becomes harder. The cervix acts as the first gatekeeper, filtering and slowing many cells. Thick mucus forms a natural barrier, and only the healthiest, strongest, and most mobile sperm can continue forward. Millions entered, but many will never pass this point. Beyond the cervix lies the uterus, a vast muscular chamber compared with the cells racing through it. Here, waves of contraction help guide movement upward, but the path is still uncertain. Sperm scatter, searching desperately for the correct route while time rapidly runs out. At last comes the entrance to the fallopian tube, narrow, winding, and lined with tiny moving cilia. By now, only a small fraction remain. Exhausted but relentless, they push against currents and through twisting passages toward a single destination. This is not just a race. It is selection, survival, biology, and precision combined. From millions, only a few continue. And from those few, only one may unlock the next stage of life. The story has only just begun. Only a few remain. After surviving every obstacle, a tiny group of sperm now enters the narrow fallopian tube, the final pathway. The walls pulse gently, microscopic cilia wave like currents of grass underwater, and fluid pushes against them. Every movement now demands strength. Millions began the journey, but only a handful are still in the race. Then, at last, the destination appears. A mature human egg cell waits silently inside the tube, enormous compared to the cells surrounding it. Protected, motionless, and carrying half of the genetic code needed to create a new human life. For the remaining sperm, this is the moment everything has led to. They surround the egg, each searching for a way through its protective outer layers. Heads strike the surface, tails whip with urgency. Energy reserves burn rapidly. Most will fail here. Their purpose is not all to win, but to help ensure that only the strongest can continue. Then it happens. One sperm successfully penetrates the outer barrier. Instantly, the egg reacts. Its surface changes, sealing itself from all others. The race is over. One cell has been chosen from millions. Inside the egg, something extraordinary begins. The genetic material from the sperm and egg move toward one another and combine. Two separate biological histories unite into one entirely new blueprint, never seen before, never to be repeated again. At this exact moment, a new human genetic identity is formed. Now life begins to multiply. The single fertilized cell divides into two. Two become four. Four become eight. No increase in size yet. Only multiplication, precision, and perfect timing. Each division is carefully controlled as the tiny embryo continues traveling through the fallopian tube toward the uterus. Soon, it becomes a compact cluster of cells known as the morula, a microscopic ball carrying the instructions for every future organ, tissue, and feature of the body. Hair, eyes, heartbeat, bones, brain, all encoded within this tiny structure. Then the embryo enters the uterus. What once seemed like a distant destination is now a vast living chamber lined with nutrient-rich tissue, warm blood supply, and the perfect environment for growth. Compared to the uterus, The embryo is almost unimaginably small, yet it carries the potential for an entire lifetime. Next, it transforms again into a blastocyst, a hollow sphere with specialized cells preparing for the next critical step. It drifts gently near the uterine lining, rotating, searching for the right place to attach. Because the race to reach the egg was only the beginning, now comes the challenge of staying, growing, and becoming life. The journey is not over. Reaching the uterus was only the beginning. Now the tiny blastocyst must attach, survive, and grow inside the nutrient-rich uterine lining. Then comes first contact. The outer cells anchor to the wall in a process called implantation. The lining responds by surrounding and securing the embryo safely. What was once floating freely is now connected to a life support environment. Soon, specialized cells begin forming the earliest placenta. Tiny maternal blood vessels will provide oxygen and nutrients. One body is now supporting another, creating the perfect support system for growth. Inside the embryo, cells reorganize into precise layers that will later become the brain, heart, skin, muscles, bones, and organs. The blueprint of the human body has been activated, and every structure will develop from these tiny beginnings. Next, the first body plan appears. One end becomes the future head, while a central line marks the future spine. Shape is emerging from what was once only a cluster of cells. Then, specialized tissue gathers in the chest region to form the earliest heart structure. Electrical signals prepare it for movement. And then it happens, the first heartbeat. A tiny structure contracts for the first time, pushing fluid through early vessels. Life is no longer only growing, it is functioning. Growth now accelerates. The head enlarges as the early brain develops. Small limb buds appear where arms and legs will form. Blood vessels spread through the body, and new systems begin organizing every moment. Now the embryo has a recognizable early human form, protected inside a fluid-filled sac and connected to the developing placenta. Safe within the womb, development continues day and night. From one fertilized cell to a beating heart and a growing body. This is how human life begins. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.